This is Tân Mỹ Market, a vibrant traditional market situated beside the prominent high-rises of Phú Mỹ Hưng, which, for the past decade, has been a symbol of urbanization and prosperity in Vietnam. Running adjacent to two significant roadways, the market is situated on the northwest side of Phú Mỹ Hưng new urban zone. The market's advantageous spatial positioning makes stopping by on a daily commute easy. Despite growing competition with supermarkets and convenience stores throughout new developments in the area and the COVID-19 pandemic, Tân Mỹ Market still managed to have locals visiting the market on the daily. The market is governed by the People's Committee of District 7, with a focus on selling fresh produce, meats, and even fresh flowers to Phú Mỹ Hưng residents and the rest of the district. Thanks to its ample road network, it is convenient for those who travel on foot and even people on their motorbikes to pick up deliveries or buy things on the spot. Our research explores the negotiation of modernity and tradition through the framework of personhood at Tân Mỹ Market. The juxtaposed positionality of Phú Mỹ Hưng and Tân Mỹ Market allows for the overlapping of modern and tradition. Through the stories, perspective, and interactions of vendors and their customers, we sought to understand the emergence of the term traditional market and uncover the values and nuances that keep that alive. By examining the lived experience of individuals who make a living at the market and consider the market life as an integral aspect of their identity, we discover the unique ways that personhood manifests in this vibrant space. In conversation with Professor Anne-Marie Leskovich, a social cultural anthropologist and expert on gender dynamics in Vietnamese market environments, Leskovich characterizes traditional markets as follows.
If you're looking at a market that seems very traditional, that doesn't mean it's static. They are often governed by regulations that change over time or create conflict in their implementation. And I saw marketplaces as, on the one hand, physically bounded. There's an infrastructure there is a facility, but on the other hand, really rich domains for exploring these questions of identity, subjectivity, personhood, specifically by foregrounding gender and class.
By gathering how people envision traditional markets through their embedded values, we use the concept of personhood to understand the variable definitions of traditional markets and identify how vendors and customers seek and derive value from the market. In order to unpack the meanings surrounding the term traditional markets, we will consider how lived experiences demonstrate the value that vendors and customers contribute and derive from a traditional market. Let's get to know some vendors and customers at Tân Mỹ Market to explore how these value-seeking and value-bringing behaviors demonstrate manifestations of personhood in the market community. Meet Miss Hạnh, a sticky rice vendor who moved to Ho Chi Minh City in 1991 from the rural Đồng Tháp province to make a better living. She worked odd jobs in the city for over a decade before getting married and finally establishing her sticky rice business. Miss Hạnh takes pride in the grueling routine of waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning to cook the vast majority of her desserts from scratch before setting up shop at Tân Mỹ Market and selling them fresh from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. Though Miss Hạnh sells at a fixed price, she also makes a great effort to cater her craft to the customer's preferences.
Có mà người ta đặt là làm thôi nôi đều tháng đó, thì người ta đặt như tự nhiên xôi béo hơn cho em chút thì mình làm béo, còn làm lạc hơn cho em chút thì mình làm lạc, tùy theo cái ý thích của khách hàng.
The stall is also her stage. Miss Hạnh craftsmanship and dedication to product quality can be appreciated and shared with others, which bolster her hard-earned pride as an individual proprietor. Miss Hạnh reveals that she does not seek help from her younger daughter, who lingers at the stall on her way to school each morning in the grueling sticky rice business, so she can focus on her studies at a nearby boarding school. Miss Hạnh sees that the market can bring value as a means of economic support that is crucial not only for her family's livelihood, but particularly to support her daughter's education. She ties herself to securing hope for her daughter's future and devotes herself to making the tastiest sticky rice dessert. Additionally, she finds value in the trust she shares amongst neighboring vendors who run her stall when she's away. Miss Hạnh commitment to her work at the market reveals how she establishes her personhood through her financial and emotional interdependence with her market network. Next, let's meet Miss Nga, Miss Nga has been selling cosmetic with her husband for over 20 years. While working another job at the utility company, her cosmetic stall was her side business. However, during the COVID-19 pandemic, when she retired from her old job and could no longer hire someone at the stall, Miss Nga started working as a full-time vendor. Her resilience and pragmatic decisions revealed Miss Nga's personhood throughout her career. With her commitment to her family career, we can see her relational identity is nested within her outward persona and as an experienced vendor. Though expressed in her business strategy rather than her products, Miss Nga also clings onto tradition.
Thương trường mà thương trường là chiến trường thì đương nhiên nó phải là như vậy rồi. Cái câu đó từ hồi xưa giờ mà mình là người ta đã có cái câu châm ngôn đó rồi, thương trường là chiến trường, cho dù con bán ở một cái mô hình nhỏ nhưng mà con cũng phải có cái sự cạnh tranh. Thứ nhất là về sản phẩm chất lượng, thứ hai nữa là giá cả, là thứ ba nữa là địa hình nhiều khi mình cái địa hình của mình không được tốt như người ta, thành ra mình phải có cái gì đó để mà mình có lực hút, để mà mình thu hút khách hàng lại.
Living by her ancestor characterization of the market as a battlefield, Miss Nga shares a taste of the grit involved as a businesswoman at the market. Her hard work is even demonstrated in her deeper concern for her daughter's expenses when studying abroad.
Thì con đi làm ngày xưa con tích trữ lại chứ đi bán này làm sao đủ chi phí.
Sợ.
Unlike Miss Hạnh, Miss Nga incorporates a globalized aspect to her identity. Major Western brands like L'Oreal and Versace sat next to each other as they lined her old shelves. Miss Hạnh and Miss Nga's respective relational identities help to challenge a strict distinction between the global conglomerate of business like supermarkets and the community-based locale of a traditional market in Vietnam. Even so, the personalized approach to selling and the uniquely chaotic presence of numerous individual proprietors within Tân Mỹ Market sets it apart from the monolithic supermarket environment, often missing the personable transactions. Miss Nga's personhood bridges local and global, which serves as a parallel for how traditional markets show traces of modernity. Meet Miss Liên, a vendor serving hủ tiếu and other noodle dishes in the entry room of her house on street number 5 facing Tân Mỹ Market. She primarily targets other Tân Mỹ Market vendors as customers. Liên uprooted her noodle business from District 4 in 2019 after her nephew, who was assumed to live with her, began university and became perpetually late for school due to daily traffic. Lien's brother helped her to relocate the current shop and start anew, finding herself without her longtime supplier from District 4 Som Chio's Market.
Còn có những cái nếu mà bên kia người ta qua ta mua đồ cũng ngon rồi, giá người ta cao thì dĩ nhiên là đồ phải tươi sống phải ngon. Đó. Còn cái mà tiêu cực cái là bên này nhiều người cái mức thu nhập của người ta thấp, ta lại không có tiền để người ta ăn cái loại đó.
Like Miss Hạnh, Miss Liên price points are fixed, and she does not offer takeout or online delivery even after COVID-19 pandemic. Though Lien's immense focus on making quality soup has sustained throughout the pandemic, her customer population has thinned.
Chút dịch là cô không có thời gian, không có thời gian để nói chuyện với con đâu. Chút dịch là cô chạy đi lắm tại vì có 2 chị em thôi. Cô không muốn người. Cô không thuê người phụ với lại vì cô bán có tập trung là cô vô chất lượng cho khách ăn thôi. Khách ăn như mình ăn vậy.
Meet Miss Ngọc, a regular customer and friend of Miss Liên living in Phú Mỹ Hưng. Their bond is deeply rooted in a shared commitment to support product authenticity and quality in a welcoming environment. Miss Ngọc appreciates the authenticity and care with which her friends operates her establishment, and greatly enjoys Miss Liên noodle dishes for their natural quality. Their personhood within Tân Mỹ Market is rooted in their relationality to each other as longtime vendor and customer, defined through the intertwined context of Miss Lien's circumstances as a dedicated restaurateur navigating the evolving landscape of Tân Mỹ Market and its surrounding on behalf of her nephew's education, and of Miss Ngok's identity as a wealthy Phú Mỹ Hưng resident who appreciates the freshness and hospitality she finds characteristic of Tân Mỹ Market. Ms. Lian's concern about the disparity in income levels amongst potential customers highlights her empathy and consideration for the local community's need. Nevertheless, adopting a Phú Mỹ Hưng resident as a regular is a strategy linked to the district's recent focus on globally recognized urban development. Ms. Ngọc has happily spread the word about Ms. Lian's delicious hủ tiếu to her circle of wealthy Phú Mỹ Hưng elites.
Có những người sành ăn của Phú Mỹ Hưng và đại gia Phú Mỹ Hưng ra đây ngồi ăn.
Có biết quán này.
Mới biết quán này. Tại vì khi họ ăn ngon, họ mới truyền miệng. Nói về trong cái khu của cô á, là hầu như là ai cũng ra đây ngồi ăn. Với cô thì cô thích là cô sẽ ra đây cô nhìn nó thực tế hơn. Và mình có thể là thoải mái, mình có thể đi vòng vòng và mỗi một ngày á, người ta bán mỗi cái thức ăn nó khác nhau. Có thể hôm nay nó có loại trái cây này, ngày mai nó có loại trái cây khác. Nhưng mà cái điều mà cô thích ở chợ Tân Mỹ thì thật ra cô nói nha, cái người mà bán hàng họ rất là dễ thương. Họ không bao giờ mà họ nói thách mình hay là giá cả mình phải trả giá. Thậm chí nếu mà con đi chợ quen mà người ta biết con là đi chợ thường xuyên thì người ta còn sẽ bớt cho con và người ta sẽ đưa cho con những cái giá hợp lý hơn.
As the old mixes with the new, near the rapidly evolving urban landscape of Phú Mỹ Hưng, communities in the traditional market navigate the dual challenges and opportunities introduced by a newly affluent customer base and unprecedented times during the COVID-19 pandemic, upping their approach to quality and customer services. Ms. Hạnh, Ms. Nga, Ms. Lian, and Ms. Ngọc have never lost faith in themselves and the support network they have found in Tân Mỹ Market. Whether they are about ensuring the quality of traditional meals they make, keeping up with the modern brands to maintain market relevance, or supporting their friends' livelihood whilst enjoying their company, these conversations all reveal how the ways these women give and receive value from Tân Mỹ Market are deeply connected to the intimate transactions that occur between vendor and customer in a traditional market. Interactions that act to sustain them and their family through a rapidly developing Vietnam. Tân Mỹ Market welcomes diverse manifestations of personhood that are uncovered through conversations about personal principles, history, and everyday experiences.
Think of marketplaces as a place where stories are told.